Alright. Back to working on this. Yes, says a microphone. What do you mean as number 2? Good night. Oh, no, the Fat Lovers Club are a separate thing. Because Fat Lovers Club don't really follow a theme other than being like weight gain or inflation or vor, like anything that has to do with characters getting big in some form. But other than that, no. With a better angle of jam. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, let me restart her. No, I'm not doing that. I'm basically just doing whatever comes to mind. I'm not doing requests at the moment. At least not for these, not for the streams. I might do suggestions that are placed on Discord and all that, but there are just certain things I'm just not gonna do. Or if I'm not in the mood for it, I'm not gonna do it. Woof. It got moved to Discord. Because after a certain point, all the suggestions are just gonna get lost on Patreon. At least on Discord, I can like scroll around or like type search to look for certain words or something or names. Hello again. Take care. Have a good night.
Let's make her arm a little thinner.
That's alright so far. Just trying to get as much done each day as I can. Do. Okay. Everything looks like they should be in the right place. Can probably move Kiwi in a little bit closer. Just gotta adjust some line art here and there. So let's do U3.
That's the hard part because of that. We'll make a separate layer. Almost missed that in the back. I think I got everything. Now, one of the problems here is that Raz's hair did not get carried over. Or it did, but Apricot, his hand is in the way. We can erase these. We already have their eyelashes doing things. So merge these. Oops. Merge these. We'll do Apricot next. She's in a unique position. But just a little bit rounder. Hope everyone's doing alright tonight.
Oh, you're doing art as well. That's good. And just keep at it and try to do whatever it is you're trying to do. That's good. Yeah, as long as you guys are having fun with drawing whatever you're drawing, then, you know, just go at it from that kind of angle. Don't try to make some kind of goal that seems unreachable before you've even had a chance to get better. And definitely don't just draw for a whole different reason than enjoying drawing. Because if you force yourself to do something that you don't like, then you're just gonna make the whole experience terrible. And I will be right back.
I'm back.
Sometimes you just gotta look around for groups like that, and then if you can't, you kind of have to be a good judgment of yourself and just you know, find something to practice on or like to use as a benchmark and then go from there. So like for example, let's just say you want to try to draw like Akira Toriyama, like draw Dragon Ball style. Basically just try to learn how to mimic the style, like don't outright copy. Like I would say, like if you're trying to figure it out in the beginning, trace in order to understand like the rhythm of the art style, and then you start doing it on your own so that way you gain the muscle memory, and you're also like trying to understand why certain strokes were taken the way they were taken, and then basically just compare what you draw to your reference and build a goal off of that. So like if it's not to your satisfactory of where it should be, then you try to adjust and work your way up. And now that I'm looking at Apricot, I feel I need to adjust her boobs. They just seem a bit off to me. So let's fix this. Because sometimes you have to be your own critic and motivator. And you gotta be honest with yourself too. Like you can't just pretend that whatever you do in the end is perfect or looks great or whatever. You gotta really look at yourself as if you're an outsider. Do you think older Marcy would have glasses? Maybe. If she did, they would probably be glasses like these. Yeah. Probably like these or something, I don't know. Or maybe just rectangle glasses. So yeah, just probably just basic stuff, like nothing crazy. Let's try to be more closer to how her boobs actually are, and like they are pressing against Raz, but not in a chaotic fashion. So that probably means her hair is more noticeable than before.
There we go, that looks better. There we go. There we go, all of them up to speed. Jam's the only one with different line art because she's not directly next to them. And I should be able to combine all the line art now. Alright, line art's done. Now the question is, who is going to be the base color? Probably Raz, because I need a color that's easy to spot for any errors. Yeah, that's basically Jam. That's pretty much exactly Jam. Oops, almost forgot to draw where her thighs are in this situation. Jam's thighs will be about here, I think. And then if she's facing this direction, I think I can leave that alone on that side, but this side I definitely needed to show where her leg was. But yeah, Jam is definitely the big sister type. Basically like the mother hen. She's definitely the type, like, if one of the other ones fuck up and try to run away from her, she'd be like, "Get back here, you little shit." She'd say something like that. Although there are times where she would try to refrain from cursing, but more often than not, it's just gonna come out. Alright, so let's grab Raz's colors. Yeah. Because all of them have aspects of their original form, so they have the tendency of overindulging. You. Me doing that probably didn't matter in the long run, but whatever. I have not even played the first Hollow Knight, despite having the game. Like, I got it like a long time ago. I think it was on sale or something when I got it. So eventually I might stream playing it or something. Because I know absolutely nothing about it. Other than, like, small little things here and there. Like, I'll get Silksong regardless, but I have yet to play any of the games, so I need to actually play it. Because I definitely want to support the people making the game, because the game looks great. Like, both Hollow Knight and Silksong look amazing, so definitely want to support them even if I don't play the game immediately. Yeah, like, I know of the game, I just haven't played it. And I don't know, like, anything about the story, but I know how the gameplay looks and all that. But yeah, like, Dark Souls, Metroidvania is pretty much what it is. Here's a question. Would Ocarina of Time be considered a Metroidvania in some way? Because there are aspects of the game where you do backtrack to places you weren't able to get to before because you didn't have the right item or weapon. Or does it strictly have to be a 2D side-scroller? Kind of like Zelda 2, Link's Awakening. Or Legend of Link. Link's Awakening is a different game. As a hot mob goddess. Like, I was already sold on the game. You have to sell it harder. But yeah, maybe one of these streams I'll stream myself playing games. Okay, I'll keep their eyes and mouth as a separate thing because they all have the same color eyes and mouth. But their skin tones will have to be, or their normal colors will have to be their own layers, their own folders. So next is apricots colors. That's good. It's fun. That's good that it has like a deep lore. Gives you a lot to look forward to. should erase that. That sounds like fun. Smash tier level. Yeah, I've seen some of their designs. I'm like, yep, would. Actually, let's make Apricot less ditzy. Make it look like she's in on the joke. And the question is, does the updated version of Raz have those markings? I don't think she does. No, she doesn't. Oh, really? Well, Yordadov does look like a giant dragon, caterpillar, butterfly, whale thing with angel wings, with small angel wings. Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be some design that looks close to that. Because big grub-like creatures have always been on the more interesting designs. I forgot that piece of her hair. I'll grab that in a moment. Yep, drawing the girls having a little fun. And doing a meme. I think I got everything on her. Other than the stuff that I'm going to do on a different layer. Oh wait, duh. These are nose and mouth. Or lips. Alright, next, Kiwi. Have any tips when it comes to making a character like your goddess? Well, definitely use reference. Another thing is just combine different creatures that you like to make something new. So, like for me, I just put like the typical designs that I do for a face, along with butterfly wings, a grub body, whale tail, and some wings. Like all it is just random shit thrown together. Definitely just use reference if you're trying. Like if you're trying to do it from the top of your head, you're probably gonna have more problems because you're trying to figure out where everything goes before you understand like the anatomy and stuff like that. So just look at reference. Like I know a lot of people have a weird like opinion of looking at reference because they feel that they have to be able to create something off of the top of their head, but it's like, look, just use reference. Every artist does. And if you can make something off of the top of your head without reference, cool. But if you can't, then just look at reference. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes I look at reference, sometimes I don't. In Yorjadov's case, I did not look at reference, but that was because I kind of already knew what I was going to be doing. Because I had like the idea already in mind. But that's not always going to be the case for everything. Because like even though I know what Yorjadov looks like, or at least how I designed her, like I'm definitely gonna look at reference of her because there's a lot of stuff on her that I will definitely not remember off the top of my head. I'll be like, oh shit, where do these spots go? Or what does her bracelets look like, or the patterns on her mask? Like once I've made her, I'm definitely gonna be looking at her every time I redraw her in the future because there's gonna be shit that I don't remember. Because most of the time when I design something, I'm just winging it and just throwing shit together, and then later it's the reference. So definitely isn't gonna help me to try to do it off of the top of my head. And then again, you gotta kind of understand yourself in a lot of these things. Like, what is your main goal
in all this? Like, what are you trying to do? Are you just drawing for fun? Because in that case, you know, don't stress yourself out if something isn't perfect, because you're just doing it for fun anyway. So don't stress over things that you don't need to stress out about. And then secondly, like try to work your way up. Like, don't just throw yourself in the deep end by trying to make overly complicated character designs. Start simple and work your way up. Developing your own art style is basically the amalgamation of everything you're interested in. So your own art style will happen over time. You can definitely try to build an art style by, like, you know, looking at some of the things you like. Like, let's just say I wanted to combine Sonic the Hedgehog designs with Gundam and, I don't know, let's just say My Hero Academia. Like, you can do that, sure, if you just solely focus on those three things and try to meld them together, but it's gonna, like, build up over time. Like, the first time you try to combine designs together, it's probably gonna look a little flimsy or messy or uncoordinated or something, but eventually, once you know, keep drawing, like, let's just say you came up with a character design, doesn't look great, but it's something you made, you're gonna keep drawing that character over and over and over and over and over, and after like 1,000 times or more, you're gonna get a version of the character that's gonna look decent. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be a lot better than when you started. And over time, you're gonna refine it. So your art style is gonna be the current day. So today could be drastically different than tomorrow, and tomorrow will be your art style, and then the next day will be your art style. So it's just gonna happen over time. For me, it's to someday make a name for myself and maybe get good enough to do commissions and fan inflation. Well, aside from making a name for yourself, because, like, you know, that's just up in the air on whether or not that happens. Because, like, you could be a S tier artist and people will still not know who the hell you are. But in terms of being good enough to be able to sell commissions, that's ultimately up to both you and the people who pay for your work. So basically put in the work and practice to, you know, try to get better at art, or like whatever level that you want to be, because you got to remember, art is subjective. And so something that is amazing to you could be garbage to somebody else, or vice versa. And you could technically sell art at the level that you're at, because somebody might be willing to pay for it. Somebody might be willing to commission you to draw something for them at the level that you're at. All that really changes is that the better you get over time just means the potential of more people wanting to commission you. You could already do that stuff now. As for the not safe for work stuff, that just boils down to, you know, practice and reference and stuff like that, and understanding anatomy. Like, you got, like, understanding anatomy, and or at least, like, you know, being able to manipulate it and all that. You got to remember, not safe for work artists basically have to know this in order to make their not safe for work art look interesting and attractive and enticing and stuff like that. So if anybody is going to be paying attention to that shit, is definitely a not safe for work artist. And sure, you can still make not safe for work with like a lower knowledge of anatomy, sure, but again, the better you get, the more just brings more people over to you. So it just boils down to where you think you are. And in terms of like how much you could make from selling art, that too is subjective, because there's always going to be somebody willing to pay for your art regardless of both level and how much you're asking. Because you got to remember, there are people who are willing to spend like $2,000 for a commission from a particular artist. So all you really got to focus on is just getting better at your art, and then the rest will come naturally. Like, yeah, maybe some people will think $2,000 is way too much for a commission. Sure, that's always a fair opinion. But then you also got to take into account that there are people that think $2,000 is great. It's like, sure, yeah, I'll pay for that. Like, you know, it's completely in the eyes of the beholder type of thing. So don't think like, oh, well, this person made this much money. It's like, that is completely on them. Whatever happens to them may or may not happen to you. So the best you can do is just make yourself or increase your own value and have the confidence to take risks. So if you think something is worth, let's just say $100, then you put that out there, and the best you can do is just sit and wait and see if anybody's willing to take it. And if not, then it's up to you on whether or not you want to adjust your prices. That is entirely up to you. Yes, enjoy the journey and whatever comes of it. Yeah, because you also gotta understand there are people who have basically sat around improving their artwork and art style and never post it anywhere. Like some think that, oh, well, they'll post their artwork when they get like extremely good, and that could be a week to years from now type of thing, or even days to years from now, and they'll never post a single thing because they have the mindset of, I want to break into this world running. Like, they don't want to have like a slow start. They just want to get in there with high praise or whatever they're looking for. And then you have people who just don't care, like me, who just post wherever the hell I want because I'm just having fun with it. And then I'll just slowly get better over time. It's almost like a fighting game thing. It's like you're building up meter to cash it in for a super move, and your super move just happens to be like a really, really, really well done piece of art. But there's both, risks and rewards to both things. It's like, if you don't post anything over the years because you're busy trying to get better at art, you also got to understand that if people don't know who you are, even if you post something amazing, you may not get the recognition that you're looking for right away because nobody knows who you are. You just showed up out of nowhere, and it'll take a while to build up that traction. So you gotta take that into account and possibly expect it. There's a chance that you could be an amazing artist and go absolutely nowhere because of whether or not waiting to post something might have been the mistake, or just bad luck. Or possibly the things that you're drawing is just not what people are interested in. Like, who knows? It is completely up to fate. My goal is to be able to make my own comics someday. I have some ideas, but I really need the skills now. The best thing I could tell you on how to get better at drawing comics is to just draw comics. Because, or even better at art in general. Drawing comics is like the best way to do that, because drawing comics forces you to draw characters over and over and over and over and over again. So you're already building up on refining your designs. And then you're drawing the characters in different angles and stuff like that, depending on what situations you put them in. So it's already making you learn positioning and anatomy and perspective and stuff like that. If you're trying to like learn how to make comics in general, just look at the comics that you read already. I mean, and yeah, of course, there's always how-to books on how to draw comics and all. There's that too. But just look at the comics that you already look at. Like, try to pick up what makes each page interesting and how the page layout is designed and stuff like that. Like, there's plenty of examples that you could use to get better. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna try to push myself to share my sketches and finished drawings. Good or bad, it's good to share. Yeah, like even if you're just posting sketches, that's improvement because you're letting people get used to you putting your stuff out there. And eventually you'll have situations where someone will say, "Yo, I've been looking at your stuff since X number of years." Like I've had people tell me that they've been looking at my stuff since they were in high school, and that makes me feel old. And this was like years ago, so think about that already. Cuz like when I started I was already out of college. Like I'd already been like, finding work and doing whatever I could to make a living. And I've been drawing like World Gate since I was in high school. So and in both situations I wasn't making anything from either of them for a good while. Like I had definitely kicked things off because of the weight gain theme, but for a good chunk of that I wasn't, making anything because I was just doing it just to do it. It wasn't until Patreon became a thing that I even had a chance to make any money. With some exceptions, like with Buckle, I made a little bit of money off of Buckle because of a website called Ink Blazers. It was a comic site where you could get money based off of ad revenue. So that was a thing before it got closed down. But yeah, like most of the stuff I did in the early days was for absolutely nothing. I got a few commissions here and there when I was in high school, but nothing serious. But yeah, like you definitely gotta motivate yourself to improve. And then whatever it is you're trying to do, you need to dive in and actually try to learn it. Even if it's not the best, even if you're not the best at it, or like it just looks crappy for like the longest time, as long as you're, actually trying to improve, then it's going to get better. It's like, oh, I learned this art style that's pretty interesting. It might make the way that I draw a little bit easier. Like for me, I've slowly streamlined how I do coloring and shading. Just to make it easier on myself, so that way things are more consistent in the way that I want to do things. Because one of the things that annoyed me the most was just the randomness of some shading techniques and stuff like that. So I just said, screw it, I'll try to make it more consistent the best I can. Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, some people can start running. That is completely possible. I can't say that's going to happen to everybody, but some people that does happen to. And the best advice I can say about that is, do not worry about what other people are doing. Whatever's working for them works for them because it's a very specific scenario for them. Whatever chips fell into the right places and worked out the way it worked out, that is a very isolated scenario. So do not compare yourself to people where things like that happen. And I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes it is unfair. Or at least seemingly unfair. Like sometimes it sucks where you can spend forever working on something and get barely any attention, and then you have somebody who barely does any effort at all, or does something that's so like uncreative or dumb or whatever you want to call it, and they make tons of money. It's like, is it stupid? Yeah. But sometimes that happens and there's nothing you can do about it, and so it makes no sense to worry about it. Just move on with your life, or if anything, whatever was working for them, try to analyze and understand why it was working for them, and try to apply it to your own shit. Maybe it'll work out for you too. As long as you understand what's going on and you try to iron out any kinks in the plan or something like that, then there you go. But if not, then focus on yourself. Because the worst thing you can do is stress over the success of other people. God damn it. You're welcome. Have a good night. yeah, whatever idea you want. And then eventually you'll refine it and make it better over time, so just do what you want. Okay, next is jam. There's a slightly easier way of doing this, but I'm going to do it this way. No.
Okay. Can move on to their eyes and clothing. Maybe grab that part of Raz's hair. Fix that. dun, dun. Next we do the mouth for everybody. Let me just close this up because I know it's probably gonna be a pain in the ass. Next is their clothes, and then we'll do the table, other miscellaneous things. Now I just need a reference of their clothing without any details on it. Okay, everyone's dressed. Now for the table. And that's when I noticed this problem. Forgot about that. Yeah, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. Okay, all we need now is blush and Kiwi's glasses. Oh yeah, forgot the microphone. We need that too. I will do the microphone right now. Some basic background. Let's see if I can do it this way. I know there's a way to do it. Actually, I might have to do it this way. I know there's an easier way to do this, I'm just drawing a blank on how to do it. I think I'll have to do it this way. So grab these and then stretch them out. Interested in seeing as a Gelf? Like, Marcy wasn't the first to come to mind for that. Like, I would say Marcy's mother makes more sense. But that's just me. May have to do this in segments. Yeah, this is not going the way I wanted. Let's try it this way. That's about as good as it's gonna get. I mean, the theme is kind of pointless unless you actually draw them old, like more visibly aged, and like not just have small details like, oh, their hair is more gray and they just have lines on their eyes or something. Like, there's a little bit more to it. Kind of just depends on where I would go about it if I ever did it. Or when I do it. Because like just saying they're gilfs doesn't, and giving them silver hair or just like lines under their eyes doesn't really do much unless you take advantage of the theme itself. Well, Slappy's not even a gilf. She's an aunt. Because Skippy is not her grandson, that's her nephew. But then that changes the whole dynamic. Like, Gilf loses. That's not even what a Gilf is, though. That's a like. The age is its own category. Because I know with older men it's a silver fox. I forget what older women would be called. Like, not cougar, because that's a different thing. Unless that is what cougar is. But yeah, that's a whole other theme. That's like trying to say BBW is the same as SSBBW. Huh. That's an interesting effect. I'll have to remember to do that at some point. I guess we'll go for this and just tone it down. Oh yeah, cougar is the term. Yeah, because for men it's silver fox, for women it's cougar. Well, silver fox is just older male with like silver hair, but I think silver fox is used in the same manner because you don't really hear much about older men being used in the same theme. So I can only go off of a guess on that one. What about giving them an outline? See how this looks on them. It's not awful, but not sure if I like it. I think it's fine without it. Yeah, like the whole point of the G in Gilf is grandmother. I mean, it's a big cat's fat cougars. Yeah, I can always have a storyline of a of a big older woman who's into a younger guy. It's like, oh hey ma'am, I'm here to, I don't know, let's just say he's just a young guy who's doing plumbing or some bullshit, you know, the basic bitch stuff. And then you just have this big fat cat lady. It's like, there you go. I kind of feel like the outline would be better now that I'm looking at it. Oof, that is not what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I think the outline would be better. Just gotta keep it subtle. I just think the table having the outline is what kills it for me. So let's do this. Rasterize. I mean, nothing wrong with not knowing. But you do have the internet. So just look it up if you don't know something. And the funny thing is, Gelf can also go for males too. Because grandfather, grandmother, same thing. But you can also go with big if. But that's a whole different thing. No, I have to wonder if Marcy would look cuter, more moe. I could see Marcy's mom wearing glasses as she gets older. To her dismay. She'd probably think it'd make her look older than she is. Watch Kiwi or any other glasses wearing character going like, no, they don't get to wear glasses if they don't need them. Like, this is bullshit. Yeah, I keep forgetting I don't have to do that. I can just do it like this. Oh yeah, that'd be funny. Kiwi just goes on to this giant fucking rant about how
people who don't need glasses shouldn't be wearing them. And then like after her, like, or in the middle of her like giant ass rant, or like, or like at the end, whichever one, Jam just like chimes in. She's like, Kiwi, you're a demigod. You don't need glasses. And then the rest of the girls just look at her, and she's like, shut up. She's be like, aren't you literally just wearing them for aesthetic? Kiwi just like pauses and glares at them and tells them to shut the fuck up. It's like, can't you just correct your eyesight? Unless that's just how her body is by default somehow. And now that I notice this is gonna bother me, so we're gonna fix it, yay. It's one of the major downsides of drawing. It's once you notice a mistake, it's gonna bother the shit out of you. Even if the mistake is so fucking minor that nobody would ever notice it unless you said something. It's like, I didn't even know that was a mistake until you said something. Oh yeah, Blake as a cougar would be very interesting. Luckily, she already has a man. There's so many characters I need to make art for. Fix up your clothes. Alright. Think we got pretty much everything. All that's left. Where is it?
Shrink it down just a little bit. Yeah, I changed Apricot's mouth from earlier to make her look more like she's in on the joke than her being ditzy or oblivious. There is so much FAR I need to catch up on. Oh yeah, you'd be surprised. Then don't I have another use of that somewhere? Yes, I have Skylar for that. Thank you. This is why we reuse assets to save our ass of fucking time. What Tiffany would be as a cougar? The closest thing would probably be one of the collector's pictures, the mom's one. What was that one called? Checking. Oh, Naughty Moms. It's probably the closest thing, except that she just doesn't have like gray hair. That's probably the closest one. So, think I got everything I want. Let me close these. It's currently in the $50 tier. It was available for $15 like I don't know, a few weeks ago, I think. A few weeks to a month ago. I think it was last month. Oh yeah, I was like, what am I doing? Alright, so here's the wood meme. And the context could be pretty much whatever you want. It'd be like, hey Raz, what do you think about shoving a giant dildo up Jam's ass? And you just say wood. And Jam's like, what the fuck? Or anything else kinky. But yeah, just wanted to do this for fun. Didn't want to do like a full-on render because the girls are usually flat colored as anyway, because that's their gimmick. Tiffany could go through the Sarah Connor thing, yeah. Yeah, I could see, because that's basically what Tiffany's mom kind of looks like. Tiffany's mom just basically looks like a much more worn down trailer trash looking woman who just doesn't, you know, object to whatever her husband tells her to do. It's basically Tiffany's mom. But anyway, yeah. Basically, guess I'm gonna call it now. I'll call it from here. Thank you everybody for coming. I will post this up
shortly after the stream's over. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna get to work on something else after a short break. And I will stream again in the morning. And I don't know what I'll be working on. I'll be working on whatever the hell comes to mind, I guess. But what I wanted to also say I'll probably post this on Discord and Patreon as well. But if I keep up these streams like this of just drawing like random art, no matter what the theme and stuff like that, I'm probably just gonna do away with the monthly artwork that I've been doing, the PCP thing. Because if I'm just doing this, that's basically the same thing. It's just random, whatever the hell it is. So yeah, I'll probably just do away with that. I mean, it's not like anything really changes. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming. I will see you guys in the morning, or whatever the case may be. And if I cancel, I'll make a post about it or whatever. But I don't think that's happening. I'm still gonna do something. Anyway, okay, bye. See you guys. Have a good night. Bye bye. Or day, whatever. You know.